So today we will work on the lower chakras, lower energy centers through singing bowl, how to heal the chakras through singing bowl. And when you are in very receptive state, as I have already mentioned earlier, then the healing becomes more deep. Okay. So you'll be practicing this. So today we'll work on the lower three chakras. First root chakra, then sacral, and then solar plexus. So let us cover first sound healing for physical, mental, and emotional health. Okay. Well, so when you say sound healing for physical health, then you know there are physical systems which are working in the body, right? But if you are very systematic, then you will name in sequence, right? So first comes in anatomy, a skeletal system. Skeletal is all about bones, right? Through which your body is hard. It's called a skeletal system. So skeletal system gives you what? Gives you the structure of the body. And there are lots of essentialities of a skeletal system. First is that gives you a structure, okay, this frame. Second is this prevents the collapses of the different organs. Because of skeletal system bones, your organs are have compartments, different compartments, right? Like your pelvic bone contains all the abdominal organs. Your rib cage is also a skeletal part that contains lungs and heart. Your skull muscles contains your brains. Okay. Similarly, so these are the different special compartments of the body, and these parts, these bones contain very sensitive parts of the body. Brain, you know how sensitive is this? Is covered with skull, right? And similarly, the heart, how much sensitive it is protected by rib cage. And all the abdominal organs are contained by pelvic girdle, pelvic bone. All are supported there, right? Yes. And ladies' pelvics are different than the gents' pelvic. Ladies' pelvic are more wider because ladies conceive the babies and the during pregnancy, you see the belly size, so that is contained by the pelvic bone. Therefore, ladies' pelvics are little bigger, wider than the males. So they are the very significant parts of the skeletal system. In addition to them, there are other bones, right, which support the muscles. Because this is bone only which supports the muscle, right? So you learn all these things in anatomy and physiology. First is the skeletal system. Second is muscular system. Please understand. Don't look in the book. First is skeletal system. Second is muscular system. This is called anatomy. And in physiology, first system is called cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular system. Okay. Second is nervous system, which we have missed. We did not mention nervous system. Right? The nervous system is very significant part of the body. Why I am mentioning this? Because then you will be able to understand how sound heals these parts of the body also, the systems of the body. Because when we say that this heals physical, mental, emotional, parts of our being, that means these parts are being healed through this. And how? Okay. So you should understand as an expert, because you're going to become an expert of sound hearing. At least level 1, level 2, level 3, like that. So you should have deeper understanding, very wide understanding about this, how this heals. First, you will have to understand what are the systems which are working in the body. And then you will understand how that heals. And so that you will apply those techniques. You will target those parts of the systems of the body to heal. Most of the people have these days Dyson system related issues, right? Dyson system. And also people have issues of sleep disorder. So most of the people will come to you for sleep or stress, anxiety, all these things. Yeah. So a skeletal system, muscular system, then cardiovascular system, then nervous system, then respiratory system, okay, digestion system, okay, and endocrine system. And reproductive system is also a system, reproductive system. So these are different systems which are working in the body, okay. And like how this heals the bone. Actually, bone is healed not through anything else, but through the vitamin D. Either you take directly, or you take some supplements, or you take from foods or drinks, intakes, what you call food intakes. That constructs your bones. Okay. There are lots of minerals in the bone, and calcium is this most vital part of the bone. That is why bone is storehouse of calcium. If your body has deficiency of calcium, then it takes calcium from the. So skeletal system is healed by the food and intakes. Second comes the muscular system. Muscular system is not constructed by sound healing, but somewhat it can heal. How? I will tell you. You know, the muscles, the structure of muscle, anatomy of muscle is the smallest unit of our body is molecule, right? Right. Molecule. And some molecules togetherly constitute a cell, right? And some cells togetherly constitute a tissue, not tissues, a tissue, single tissue. And some tissues collectively constitute an organ. You can say muscles also, muscle organ. And different organs constitute an organic system, right? And different organic system togetherly constitute an organism or body, an organism. So muscles are constituted by tissues, right? And you have realized yourself also, and also you may have witnessed people who live very stressful life or very, chaotic lifestyle. Their muscles become very stiff, very tightness because of stress, because of sleep apnea, because of sleep deficiency, right? Their muscles become stiff. And how this heals muscular system is when you play this singing ball or any kind of song that will first combat the stress. When the stress is gone, muscles will start becoming supple, softer. So this is how sound healing helps heal muscular system, which is part of physical health. Clear? Now, respiratory system. Respiratory system, this doesn't affect directly respiratory system, but how respiratory system is connected with sound healing, or how sound healing heals respiratory system. Because when you are in stress, your body breathes very faster. Your body breathes shallow. When you are in emotional disorder, emotional imbalances, in that case also, your body breathes shallow from here, not from belly. Because of stress, because of emotional imbalances, because of, you're not stable. But when you apply sound healing, then that firstly will calm your mind down, and your mind is calm, your body will start breathing from belly. You may have noticed when you are sleeping, or when anybody is sleeping, then that body breathes from belly. You can observe clearly with in-breath, belly swells, rises up. Yeah. With exhalation, that falls down. In deep sleep. Yes, in deep sleep. Okay. And actually, the adults normally don't sleep deeply, but babies sleep very deep. And you can apparently observe their rising and falling of the belly, abdominal area, because they're not so stressful. Actually, they have only stress of when they feel hungry, then only they cry. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Otherwise, they're enjoying. They're very relaxed, very peaceful, right? So what happens when you have stress, then you forget breathing, or your body starts breathing from shallow. just because of stress. Clear?
Because the
Mind, yeah,
it
it's
works.
chaotic.
It's very chaotic.
But when you apply sound healing, mind becomes calmer and your body starts regaining the breathing. Not only breathings, but other systems also, like cardiovascular system. So cardiovascular system is not directly affected with sound healing, but indirectly. How? Cardiovascular system is blood circulation, right? And blood circulation happens only when you are doing some cardio exercises,
Correct.
some exercises. Then only that happens. But that time, one doesn't need sound healing. When one needs, when you do cardio, then to stabilize that, then to restore that, you need relaxation. Like in yoga also, at the end of yoga, hard yoga exercise, you practice shavasana. What is shavasana? Shavasana is restoring the cardiovascular system, restoring the blood circulation, restoring the breath also. You know very well that people who have high blood pressure, who have hypertension, who have heart issue, they are advised not to do cardio, hard cardio,
Yes.
gentle movements, right? Because that is not good for their hearts. Because there's too much blood flow, then there may be cardiac arrest also, cardiac failure also. And people who have high blood pressure, hypertension, heart issue, they are advised to have deep relaxation. And in that case, sound healing works effectively. So after doing cardio, after one is tired, one is exerted, lots of exertion, then this should be applied at the end. Then this will restore. Actually, what happens when you breathe shallow, then the exchange between the gases, because blood sucks the oxygen and blood leaves the carbon dioxide and breath absorbs carbon dioxide. And when you exhale, then carbon is released. Carbon dioxide is released. But when you breathe in, if you breathe shallow, then you do not breathe adequate oxygen. Then your blood is not oxygen rich, but oxygen poor.
Yes. Yes.
Right? So this affects your muscular system also, because there is not proper replenishes of the dead tissues or the generation of the new tissues, right?
Yeah.
What nourishes the tissue is the blood. And if blood is not rich, oxygenated, then what will happen? The same carbon dioxide will go, or poor oxygen blood will go there. That will not nourish much. Therefore, people who breathe, who practices deep breathing exercises, their health are better. And first of all, there are two major systems which get affected by stress, by tiredness. First is endocrine system, okay, and second is your nervous system, okay, nervous system, and third essentially is your digestion system. These three things get worsened, and sound healing works effectively in all these systems. They will activate parasympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system. When you have this system active, then you feel more calm, more relaxed.
What are some organs that are the part of the parasympathetic nervous system? Or
Actually, in nervous system, organs are not directly connected.
neurons?
Yeah, neurons. Nervous system means the network of the neural pathways. It's a nervous system. And the nerve cell is called neuron.
Yeah.
Neuron is the nerve cell. When parasympathetic system is active, then your body relaxes. That is called rest and digest nervous system. So digestion system is affected with that in positive way. Which one? Parasympathetic nervous system.
How does that affect the digestive system?
Parasympathetic. Yeah, because when you are too much active, right, So the blood flows towards that part which need more blood circulation, active, physical active. So you're activating, you're using your lower body parts and also hands. So blood circulates there in that parts. Okay. But when you're relaxing, then these parts are not needed. What parts you need is your belly area, because that swallows, that rises and falls. So movement is only in belly area. So blood will be circulated into that area. So that will help digestion system. So this is how sound healing helps heal physical health. Now mental health, mind. There's only single enemy of mind is stress. Okay. And you know, sound healing, this stress is the mind. There's no stress if you are applying sound healing. That will reduce the pain also. That will reduce the pain also. When body is relaxed, then pain is also going. You may have observed that during deep sleep, even the sick person also heals their body.
Yes.
Sleep.
Yes.
And sleeplessness is the enemy of good health, right? So when one is sleeping, then a lot of systems get healed just by sleeping, by doing nothing. It's called non-doingness. In sleep, you don't do anything. So that is sign that body is undergoing deep healing when you are applying sound healing. So in that way. So that reduces pain. And this is good for emotional healing also. Emotional health. You know, what is emotional health? Emotional health is when you are not in attachment or detachment. Emotion is attachment. And there is an emotion that no attachment. Detachment, what do you call detachment? Or hate. Love and hate. There are two things. Love and hate. So this is how sound healing helps heal your physical, mental, and emotional health. Okay. And when you talk about psychological health, then as I have mentioned, the greatest enemy of psychological health is stress. Because you have psychological backgrounds, you know that people have psychological issues just because of stress, anxiety, fear, phobia, and all are interlinked. If you go to the root of stress, then you find that the root of stress is fear. When one gets frightened, stress starts surfacing. But deep inside, there is fear. There is high stress. So all stress, anxiety, depression, pain, all these are, because of psychological imbalances. And even a thought of stress enters into one's head or arises, either that enters from outside or that arises from within. There are two things happen in mind, right? Either thoughts come from outside into your mind, or there are some thoughts which are arising from inside you. So whether from outside or from inside, if a thought of fear arises or enters, your mental health starts getting ill. Fear will become prevalent. Fear will start manifesting on the muscles, on their faces, on their eyes, on their skin. Because of anxiety, hair falls happen. You know that, isn't it? Hair fall is one of major causes of hair fall. Or old aging also. Stressful people age at high speed. They start looking old in young age because of stress. So all these are psychological health, right? Psychological health issues. And sound healing, that combats stress, anxiety, and then that enables you to come into your deeper layers of your mind, where the causes of fears are lurking. Lurking? Yes. So you go there, you pick them and throw it out. These are the benefits of sound healing for psychological health. Next is sound healing for emotional health. Relaxation, pain, anxiety, and sleep. Emotional health is anger. Anger is emotional disorder. Right? When you are emotionally healthy, then you'll not be so much angry. Of course, you will have anger, but mild anger, not very violent anger. Everyone has anger, and one should have anger. That gives you what you call aggressiveness. You need aggressiveness to an extent, but not too much. You need anger, but that should be mild. Vedas call it manyu. Manyu. If you have heard this word, Manyu, Manyu. There was a name Abhimanyu, right? Abhimanyu. So Manyu means mild anger. Anger which gives you power to overcome your weaknesses, to not tolerate unjust, to not tolerate your poverty, your weaknesses. You work hard, you overcome. Parakram, parakram. Have you heard this word? Parakram is aggressiveness. Parakram. So you need aggressiveness, but mild. It's called manyu. So this is important. So emotionally healthy people have mild anger. Okay? You have anger but mild. So these are emotional things. Hate also. Hate is emotional part, right? Hating or loving is two kinds. Loving and hating, these two are opposite to each one. When you are in love, you don't see their negativities of your beloved one. You see all the good things of that person, not negativity. But again, if somehow that is turned into hate, then that person starts seeing all the negative aspects of that. So these two are dispositions, emotional imbalances.
Right.
And in emotional imbalanced state, you are not able to see the things as they are. So to see the things, whether good or bad, in a person or in a place or in an organization, in an institute, you'll have to be neutral. If you're neutral, then only you will see. Yes, this is very important for emotional health. So in emotional health, you will have to have balance in the middle, neutral. Whether your parents, your beloved ones, or your organization, or your country, or the political parties, you may have seen that supporters of political parties, they don't see their, negative aspect of their parties. They see all the good things. Sound healing helps in physiological, psychological, mental, and emotional health. And you can apply this first on yourself, then on your students.